switcher. So this is a new feature that was added recently as well. So in this case, this new feature allows you to switch from the configured dispatcher URL to the AEM author for stage, prod, dev, or local, or also switches your current context within the author to stage, prod, dev, and local. So if you look at this diagram here, so I would go on any production website, and then the production website, I would jump directly into production author, and then I don't want to make any changes to production author because that's dangerous, right? So in this case, I'll use that drop down, and then I'll switch the context to go directly into staging, right? And then under staging, from there I can use the drop down again if I wanted to go back into production just to do some comparisons. I can just click on the drop down again, and I'll change that context as well. So first of all, let's take a look at the context switching. So from here, let's go to the weekend site. So from the weekend site, okay, so from the weekend site, I'll go to FAQs. So from this page, what I'm going to be doing is that let's go into production editor. Okay, so I'll change this to production editor. So I'll click on, I'll change the mode to production, and I'll click on E, and that'll actually take me to the production editor. But in this case, I want to make some changes, some content changes, but I don't want to do it in production. So I want to go into staging as well, but I don't want to spend time changing the URL to go to staging. So I'll just click on this Chrome extension. I'll switch this page to stage, for example. So now I'm in a staging environment, and now I can start making changes or seeing what's happening over there. And then in this case, if I want to switch this back to production, I just click on the author switcher. It goes back to production. Or if I click on the author switcher, I can go directly into development. So as you can see, like every single time when I am using the author switcher, it just takes the context and then it converts it into the environment that you're looking for. So say if I was in development mode, I want to look at the site structure. I'll click on the Chrome extension, and then I'll click on sites. So this will actually take you to a site structure, right? But then in this case, I don't want to be in development. I want to go back to staging. So I'll click on the Chrome extension, and then I'll click on stage. So now it takes me to the staging environment. And then if I want to go back to production from here, I can click on the Chrome extension, and then that'll take me, I'll click on the dispatcher URL drop down. I'll click on prod, and this will take me back to the prod page. So that's what I'm saying. Like you have to use this tool, I guess, more often, so then you can actually get the feeling of how to quickly navigate through AEM pages swiftly. But that's that part. But there's another thing that I want to talk about, which is when you're on a production web page, there is the author switcher here. When you click on one of these items, it just takes you to the sites page. So it's almost like clicking on S, but then it takes you to an environment. So like it would bypass any of these environments that are currently set up if you use this button, and it will take you to an environment that you want. So say if I want to go from this production page to the site structure for stage, I can just click on this. Now it takes you to the site structure for stage. And then now if I want to go back to production and click on that button, I hit production. Now it takes me back to production. You can see that the URL is also changing as well because I'm in the correct environments. Let's go to development, right? And then now let's go back to production. And then from here, what we're gonna do is that we're just gonna, edit this page. And then, okay, this page is a redirect, so that's not good. Let's edit the magazine skate touring page. I'll click on E, and then from here, you can actually switch this back to dispatcher prod, for example. And then again, from here, you can go directly into development. All right. So yeah, so exactly that is what the author switcher does. It allows you to switch your current context to any of the lower environments or to the upper environments based on what your needs are, right? But then if you're directly on a dispatcher URL, it takes you directly to the site's folder structure page. So that's what the author switcher feature is for this Google Chrome extension for AEM.